All right, so I'm doing another live. I decided to update the title. Maybe I'll do more of these news kind of videos because people might seem to like them. We'll see. But I couldn't just label it Nick Cannon. I couldn't just label it this. There's so much happening. I can't even begin to fathom. It's just ridiculous. So, uh, for like the fifth time today, hey, let's see if YouTube sends out notifications. That way we can talk about this stuff. But in any case, yeah, I see one person watching. That's a start. That's a start. And we'll just give it a couple of minutes, see if other people come aboard. Maybe they'll get notifications because 2020 is all over the place. It's like you can't even. It's like as soon as you kind of get a grip on one news story, something will just come out of nowhere, sweep your attention away, and it's on to the next situation. Obviously, the Nick Cannon situation is the new Will and Jada Red Table Talk. It's like we shifted gears completely to, yo, look at the Smiths too. Damn, Nick Cannon, what's happening to Wild 'N Out? And then I see Meg the Stallion, what was it, about a day or so ago, apparently arrested or, police were involved because her and somebody else had a gun. Now it's trending that she got shot multiple times and has to go into surgery to get the bullets removed. And then Tyra Banks is going to be the new host of Dancing with the Stars. I ain't gonna hold you. I have not watched that show in years. At best, I will watch the YouTube videos on the ABC or Dancing with the Stars YouTube page, and if there are familiar people that I know, I'll watch their dances, but that's it. Yes, Meg was shot. Let me pull up the full story. Sorry, guys. I know this is all over the place, but a lot of stuff is happening. The rapper announced that she is in recovery after an altercation that left her with gunshot wounds as a result of a crime that was committed against me and done with the intention to physically harm me. On Sunday, TMZ reported that Meg was with Tory Lorenz when he was arrested on Sunday for carrying a concealed weapon in his car. She is alive. But yeah, I was actually watching a video about a day or so ago. It was like a pop culture YouTube channel. Apparently, Meg wanted to work with either Cardi B or Nicki Minaj, and that was like problematic because, oh, how could she work with two people who are at odds with each other? But it's like, nah, she can work with whoever she wants to because she isn't problematic, isn't in a lot of drama. Too late, too late for that. But hang on a sec. I'm actually on I see a lot of chats that came in. Let me hop on YouTube on my laptop. I'm going to pull up the live there so I can read all the chats too, because I want to make sure we all have like a pretty in-depth discussion about what's been going on. But I'm thankful that she's still alive. She just has to go through surgery to get the bullets out. But I'm thankful that she is alive because it seemed like over the past 3 days, I mean, people die every day. Let's not get it twisted. But what was it? John Travolta's wife passed. A female black YouTuber who was 24 and pregnant, she passed. And I know a few people have said they've lost people close to them due to the pandemic. So it's just like nonstop mayhem. Like I mean, don't undersell it, regardless if you are Christian or not. But if you are able to wake up in the morning, just consider that a blessing, for real, for real. Okay, let me. I got the chats here. Okay, yeah, the Tyra Banks. What's his name? Tom Bergeron. Look, Bergeron. I know him best from America's Funniest Home Videos, but then of course Dancing with the Stars. I mean, at first I read that he stepped away, but apparently ABC did not ask him back. Excuse me. And the same with his co-host. I believe it was Brooke Burke, but then they changed it to someone else for the past 6 seasons. Be cautious on who you talk to. Be cautious who you hang out with, who you talk to, what you say. Be wary of your platform because anything you could say could be misconstrued. Like I said time and time again, it's like if Tyler Perry ever invited me to be on one of his shows, even if it's so much as a cameo role, like let's say I'm opening the door for someone, or I'm sitting in the background in a scene like in a diner, I will delete my social media. Except for YouTube, 'cause I need to get paid. But it's like Facebook, my personal Instagram, but my have and have not stuff would stay up. But it's like I'm done. I'm deleting everything. I don't want it because we live in a day and age where you can post. Look, I'm wearing a blue shirt, Stitch. I tried. Found it at Target the other week. Imagine posting something like, "My favorite color is blue." Somebody will post or reshare, "Oh, so you're saying you don't like red. Yellow isn't as good a color as blue. So are you saying green? Green, you don't like that at all?" People would cancel you because they assume because you said your favorite or you like this, then you must automatically hate that. And as a result, cancel. I don't want any part of that nonsense. I do not. I want to be honest here. I feel like people are just bored. People are just bored. They will start whatever drama in order to get the ball rolling, to get the conversation going. And I'm not saying everybody rush out there because of the pandemic. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't rush out there. But it's like people just need to get a life. But don't get me wrong. Some things that have been said and done by celebrities in the media, problematic. Like, they might think they're coming from a place of knowledge or being able to say this or that. I heard what Goya. I heard about that. Never used the product, but I heard about that. It's like you got to be careful what you say. Now, reading the tweets here, yeah, I don't know if Dancing with the Stars. I don't know if ABC is like doing. I know that they're doing. Remember Jim Cryer, John Snyder? He was on the last season, but things got problematic because of the winner of Dancing with. It was like some radio host or whatever, and he honestly had no business winning. So that led to a lot of backlash from the fans because Dancing with the Stars. Well, I mean, obviously it's been this for a while, but it became a popularity contest rather than someone who actually has skills. Basically, it's like they decided to revamp everything from the voting, the judging, and whatnot. So when Dancing with the Stars comes back, it's going to be different. Now, again, did ABC decide to put Tyra Banks as the host in order to, appeal to the BLM movement and have black people in different roles? I was actually talking with a white friend about this. They want to make the show younger. Yeah, I get that. I feel like maybe Tom and Tyra would have been an interesting dynamic because I love Tom, but I liked how he was able to bounce off his co-host. I like the dynamic between two different people. But I was talking with a friend of mine about this. When the Nick Cannon news broke, and I was talking with a white friend, and I was talking with a black friend. The thing about Hollywood, I'm just going to say Hollywood to encompass everything from radio to TV to movies and what have you. It almost feels, and you've probably heard this before, it almost feels like they choose the same three to seven black people. Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, Tyra Banks, and whoever else. Basically, it's like they'll put this one black person in like 50 different arenas. It's like Kevin Hart, he's the comedian we're going to back. He's going to be the comedian in every comedy movie, the black guy in every comedy movie. And Steve Harvey's going to host like 5,000 shows. It's almost like, and let me just say this. No shade to Steve Harvey, Tyra Banks, Kevin Hart, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and whoever else. It's like, get your money. Like, I'm not faulting you. You're being given the opportunity, do your thing. But it's like, instead of like distributing it evenly, or at least maybe not even evenly, but giving other people a shot, it's like Steve Harvey is not the only African American or black TV host out there. There are plenty of other funny radio hosts or comedians like Ricky Smiley, Godfrey, and the list goes on. I'm just spitting out a couple of names, or Earthquake. There are plenty of great comedic talents who are honestly funnier than Steve, but they haven't been given those opportunities. Kevin Hart. I love a lot of his early comedic work, not too big a fan of his recent stuff. But it's like, oh, Hollywood is only backing him, where it's like you had Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, and all these other people. So it's like, it's almost like they'll take a couple of black people and then put them in everything, like every arena, and say, hey, you can't say we don't hire black people because Steve Harvey's hosting Family Feud, or Kevin Hart just had this new movie and this new special, or Tyra Banks is hosting America's Got Talent and this and that and this and that. But it's like it really isn't good. I mean, when you think, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. If black people were given the opportunities like the white people are, like Will Ferrell and again, no shade to them. I think they're funny in their own right, but it's like they have more opportunities to be different. But black people have to stay in this one bubble, and it's like we'll get the non-problematic black people to play in these roles or host these shows. I need to get a haircut. But it's like that's the thing. It's like if you're not problematic, and it's like with the Nick Cannon case. And let me go to the comments. I see the comments. Nick Cannon's situation is why Tyler Perry is about ownership. If Nick owned Wild 'N Out, he could just take it to another platform. Agreed. Family Feud is to me the best for Steve Harvey as in comedy. Agreed. I agree with you. They keep thinking the same people when it comes to black people, but when it comes to other people, we got Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, and it's like late night TV. You have like 50 different white late night show hosts, and you have like one black one. What's her name? Lily Singh, that YouTuber who really. I did watch one episode of the show. I couldn't make it through the whole thing. No shade to her. Once again, opportunity knocks, you take it. But at the end of the day, they'll have like. I think I used this analogy when I was talking to my friend. I'm like, dude, hanging there with me on this one. It's like, imagine a plate or a bowl that's full of mashed potatoes. Okay? There's a lot of mashed potatoes, a lot of white people. When you take a pepper shaker and put a little bit of pepper in there, that's black people. That's what they do. It's like we have a sea of white, but we're going to sprinkle a couple of black flakes in there. That way you can't say we're racist. Yeah, see, we got a black person doing this and that. Now you can't say we're not racist. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Oh, yeah, she's black. Oh, well, damn. You just told me something. Never mind. It's like, I know they had Arsenio Hall. They brought him back, but then that show didn't last too long. Basically, it's like instead of giving, okay, you know how within the past 2 to 3 weeks, a lot of white people were stepping down from their jobs, or, oh, I'm no longer going to voice act someone who's biracial, or I'm going to use my platform to allow black people to speak. Like, oh, here's a black content creator, here's a black business. If Hollywood gave allow vehicle outside, if Hollywood gave more black people opportunities for jobs, whether it be voice acting, hosting, having a late night show or whatever, these big movements wouldn't have to happen now, where a bunch of white people have to give up their jobs and whatnot to make, and more power to them. But at the end of the day, they still made their bank, so it's not like it's a huge sacrifice. But at the very least, it's giving black people an opportunity that honestly should have been there before. But yeah, let's get to the Nick Cannon thing, because there are different layers to it now. Freedom of speech is a real thing, but at the same time, there are consequences to what you say. And I did listen to the episode where he said these things. Like, 1 minute I'm like, oh dang, one article said this was a recent episode, while another said that it was a resurfaced one. But overall, it's something that happened in the past few days, within the last week. And I was just listening to what he was saying, and I'm not saying that white people haven't said or done things like this to to minorities, but at the end of the day, it's like I just don't think that was a good thing to say. That's it. Yes, he was Professor Grimm from Public Enemy. It's like when you say those kind of things, it's like But bro, I mean, you have white people who work with you. You have white people that work for you. You work for a company where white people are behind the scenes. It's almost like if you work for a company and your boss is a female, and you say something that's sexist or whatnot, and then you get shocked when you get fired, and it's like, well, man, what you said may have been true, but it's like you don't fathom that it could be taken one way by a person and then that ends your career. It's like, I mean, the thing is, it reminds me of Friday. How the hell you get fired on your day off? Even though technically he was working at the time when he was doing the podcast, but you know what I mean. And it's like ownership. Going back to ownership, I honestly thought Nick Cannon owned Wildin' Out. Not just because it said Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out, but I literally thought he had everything. I know when it comes to the Masked Singer, he was like the co-creator or something like that. Because I know when I was talking with one of my friends who was black about, it was like at 1:30 a.m. we were talking about it. I was talking with a white friend, I was talking with a black friend about it. It was obviously different views. And my black friend was like, oh man, Nick Cannon's gonna be good. He ain't gonna get canceled. He said us the Masked Singer and everything. I'm like, bro, Viacom let him go. That was just the first bullet in the gun. We don't know what Fox is going to do yet because this thing is just fresh. So there's no telling what's going to happen within the next 12 hours, let alone the next 48 hours. So, I mean, it's like if Kevin Hart did something. I mean, obviously he's cheated and done a lot of stuff, but if Kevin Hart came out of that non-problematic bubble and said something that offended a lot of white people, because to be honest, I feel like at this point most of Kevin Hart's audience is white, not black. I feel like a lot of comedians and talent or musicians, when they first get started, it's the black audience, but once they become commercialized, it's more towards a white audience. Because personally speaking, I don't think his last couple of specials were any good. Everything after Let Me Explain, I was like, I ain't really feeling it. So I feel like the Laugh Out Loud Network shows he produced specials. If Kevin Hart did something like that, it would just mess up a lot of people. So I mean, there was supposed to be a new episode of Wildin' Out tonight, but instead they're playing reruns of The Fresh Prince. Do you think Tyler Perry has gone to that? Again, I was talking with a friend about 40 minutes ago, and I was saying, like, Tyler Perry is different because, well, if Tyler Perry said something like that, I think he would be okay because at the end of the day, he owns everything he has, and he can just create his own network and whatever. He would still have people watching. But the thing about it is, another point I was bringing up to my friend is like, when I went to Nobody's Fool, when I went to Medea, both of the Boo Medea movies, most of the theater was white. It was me and like a few black people. But if you ask me, I think that Tyler Perry's audience is mostly white. I could be wrong, but based on what I know, I definitely feel like most of Tyler Perry's audience is white, at least in the box office sense. But that's just my opinion. Again, I'm speaking from the times I have personally gone to the theater to watch a film. Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting my Cash App in here. You don't have to donate, but I did file my taxes this morning. Left a dent in my wallet, to say the least, but at least that's done. Because when I saw the Nick Cannon thing, I'm like, nope, let me make sure I'm current. I don't want no trouble. But yeah, it's pretty wild, man. But regardless, it's like, let's switch gear. Why the heck did it say Hang on, I gotta check. It said Natalie Rivera's when it's Naya. Autocorrect. This is what happens when I type it on my iPod instead of my computer. Let me fix the title to the video. My gosh, I'm sorry about that. But while I'm making this change, how's it? You should review the show. I I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I feel like that show isn't my style. To be honest, I feel like it's a bit too vulgar. appearing like it's a strip club or whatever, or exotic dancer, excuse me. Not really my thing. I think I'll pass on that. I think I'll pass. I know Ashley Miller reviews it. I think there are other couple channels I know that review it, but I don't think that's my style. Trust and believe I have gotten recommendations for it, but nah, I think I'll sit that one out. But if you could just bear with me, I'm trying to pull up the live stream. I fixed the title. It says Naya Riviera, not Natalie. But let's talk about Naya Riviera real quick. Um, Rest in peace, of course. 'Cause I remember growing up seeing her in so many different projects. Family Matters, Fresh Prince, Smart Guy, The Bernie Mac Show. She was in a couple music videos. And this is like pre-Glee. Everybody knows her for Glee, but she was in a lot of stuff before that. And speaking of stars, I did hear that Ambitions is doing very well over there, so hopefully the show gets picked up. I don't know if Richard will leave, but they're not going to be on good terms for a little while. I know that much. But in any case, the royal family. I was a bit taken aback. She was in Soul Food. I did not know that. I was a bit taken aback by the story. I need to watch a couple more reports, but now they're saying that apparently she was trying to save her son, but when the story first broke out, her son made it to the boat and was like, I made it. I saw mommy go under the water and I made it back to my boat and I didn't see her come back up again. So it's like, did the story change or what? I got to do some more research. Oh yeah, that's right. The show unfortunately Red Fox passed away on. I remember that. The royal family. That was after Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights. Yeah, Naya must have played like a younger version of the sisters. I don't know. Look, I have not seen Soul Food in a long time. I have not seen Soul Food in a long time. Mama, Mama, you know I love you. Oh, Mama. Yeah, but yeah, Naya Riviera's body was found. But like I said, I'll definitely check in on more information on that. But let me refresh Twitter to see if anything else happened. My goodness, my goodness. She was on the Sun. Oh, she was the Sun's crush in Soul Food. Oh, the TV show. I thought you meant the movie. I forgot that. I remember back in the day, they used to have TV shows for damn near every movie. Oh, man, that felt good. I haven't seen Soul Food since I was a child. Yeah, I feel like the show might have been something I saw an episode or two of, but it was like buried in the back of my brain because I don't remember it. I know it was a thing, but I don't remember it. Kyle. Oh yeah, I forgot the Oval comes on tonight. I don't watch horror films, so no, don't watch it. Nope. Remember when shows would have amazing soundtracks? I mean, movies would have amazing sound. Babyface, Waiting to Exhale, Soul Food, man. Let me sing. Shoot, 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 baby. I know last night I was watching a New Edition story. Man, I haven't seen it in a while. I remember it all, but I haven't seen it in a while. Apparently, what's his name? Hakeem from Empire, aka Mike Bivins. He was in like a shootout with the law enforcement or something like that. Man, shit, do shit, bang, shit, bang, feels alright. Let me say, oh, shoo, be doo. The report about Naya was that she had enough strength to get her son back to the boat, but she couldn't save herself. So sad. Okay, yeah, because that was the part I was like, wait, what? Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you didn't know, Wildin' Out is filmed at Tyler Perry Studios. I mean, hell, they even shot, what was that show, The Walking Dead? That's filmed at Tyler Perry Studios. Bashir Gray, thank you. Yes, that's right. It's like Michael Bibbins pulled a freaking Bobby Brown. P Valley? Yeah, I knew P Valley was too. Sunday Best. I watched the first season of that. Some people thought that Naya's death was a conspiracy. I heard about that too, but I didn't look a lot into it. It's like I, this one YouTuber, she was doing a video, and to be honest, I thought it was, pre-planned, like she knew what she was doing because she had posted some mysterious social media post in regards to drowning. And then if you watch the video when she got to the location of the lake, it's almost like she rushed to park, like she just parked crooked, like she didn't care, like she wanted to get on the boat as soon as possible. So I don't know. Yeah, Tamara left the show, the reel. I never really watched the reel, so I wouldn't know. I haven't watched the chai. I don't think I'm going to review it either. Sorry, just not. I have my Greenleaf review is up. Like I did it super early. I watched it. I woke up. I went to bed like at 10:15. I woke up around 1 o'clock. I watched the episode. I reviewed it. So my review is up pretty early for a change. I don't know who I think should replace her. So I review Greenleaf. That isn't Tyler Perry. So, ooh, man. Oh yeah, Walmart is requiring masks now, which I wear whenever I go out, which is few and far in between. It really is rare that I go out anymore. But yeah, just wash your hands. Don't worry, like I know I'm scratching my nose. Don't worry, I washed my hands. I got my sanitizer. I'm good. Am I the only one nervous? Oh yeah, they are filming. Yeah, thanks for the early Greenleaf review. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. It was see this week's episode was so good that it made me sad because it just like, oh damn, we're like one episode closer to the end. And yeah, I know we're getting a spinoff, but remember it's like they still don't know what the spinoff is going to be, and it's wild. Yeah, Sam and Victoria. It's very interesting to see how that dynamic is going to be. Greenleaf and Queen Sugar has better writing. Agreed. I don't really watch Queen Sugar, but I've heard overall positive things about it. I don't want to imagine a Have and Have Not spinoff because he ain't doing right by the real series right now. What was it called? UPN, right? UPN, that was like the black, I think somebody called it the underpaid Negro channel because it had all the black shows. But then the CW took over and they decided to kick those shows to the curb and make it more white focused. So it's like the WB. Yeah, I think they merged the WB and UPN into the CW, if I remember correctly. Yeah, all them shows got canceled. It was like what? One on One, All of Us, Soul Food. Hang on, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Because in some ways, I feel like TV One is like the new UPN. Yeah, one on Eve, half and half. Yeah, they were in the house. I found that on YouTube the other day. Excuse me, isn't in the house? Wasn't that LL Cool J and Afonso Ribeiro? Okay. Hang on, I'm pulling it up now. Yeah, it was cool. LL Cool J. Yeah. Because this was during a time where they would take movies and then make them into shows. There was a Clueless series. Yeah, the Parkers is on there, and I'm just reading the list. I'm just reading the list. Yeah, the Parenthood. I love that one. Yeah, All of Us, Cuts, Eve, Girlfriends, Half and Half, Rock Me Baby, South Beach, Under One Roof, Veronica Mars, the Hughleys, Sparks, Moesha, Legacy, Legend, Malcolm in the Middle was on there. Wow, okay. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Malcolm and Eddie, Abby. Yeah, man, they used to have a lot of great stuff. BET original movies we trash. What was that new one that came out called Friend Request? Yeah, I read Sparks. Yeah. Yes. But yeah, man, they used to have a lot of good stuff. Malcolm and Eddie is definitely an underrated one. No Notification. Oh, I figured as much. I figured as much. Mm. All right. TP got bored projects quickly and throws them together. He does something, all right. Ruthless is obviously, the best one. Imagine Bernie Mac in a Tyler Perry film. I feel like they would water down Bernie Mac too much. All right, so while I got a decent amount of people on here, it's like, because I got a bunch of people messaging me right now on Facebook with my thoughts on what's been going on. I got a question for you. Do you think what Nick Cannon said was the right thing to say? Because I see a lot of somebody has told me Dwayne Wade is supporting Nick Cannon. Apparently, Pete Puffy is like, "Hey man, you can come work with me." So it's almost like Nick isn't being fully canceled, but at the same time, it's like, do you think there was a problem with what he said? What's Stephen Bishop? Stephen Bishop, is that something? What are you talking about? I don't think he said correctly. Yeah, I think what he said probably could have been communicated a bit better. That's what I think. Not at all. Yeah, it's just one of those things where even when you speak truth, and I'm not saying what he said was true, all I'm saying is you got to be careful what you say, especially what's that saying? Don't bite the hand that feeds you. But at the same time, it's like it's odd to say the least. It really is. Thea was a good show. I remember that one. I remember that one. When Tyler Perry was on TBS, I feel like his shows were better. That was because Tyler Perry was in the beginning stages. This was when he had a couple of things. He wasn't juggling like 5,000 different projects. I don't know. Fatal Affair. Those usually aren't my kind of things. He also had a writer's room. Yeah. Yeah. So I got my chat. I forgot there's a pop out chat. What that means is the chats can actually be full screen. So I'm looking at everybody. Yeah, Brandy was on Thea. Wasn't like, yeah, I remember watching a lot of those shows and realizing they were younger versions of people who had their own shows. Yeah. Pokeball. Correct. You have to be careful with your words. Yeah, it's like regardless of whether or not you're telling the truth. See, when I first heard Nick Cannon say what he said regarding savages and whatnot, I know this is a random example, but when he said that, has anybody watched Zootopia? Remember when Judy was like, "Oh, predators are more likely to savage out than non-predators," and then the entire Zootopia city was split, where it's like, oh, tigers and foxes and lions, they're more dangerous than lambs and squirrels and rabbits. So that's kind of like what I felt with that. Nah, I didn't watch that movie. Death Do Us Part. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of those kind of films where it's like a deadly relationship kind of thing. Like if it was my mom or sister, yeah, they would talk about that in a heartbeat. Really not my style. Tyler Perry got too comfortable. Yeah. But I ain't look, the dude is giving people opportunities that nobody else. I think Smart Guy was on the WB because I know what's his name, Jason Weaver. He talked about it how like the WB and all decided to go in like a white direction, so they decided to axe the shows. Like Smart Guy was what was it like Smart Guy, Living Single. Those shows were doing numbers ratings wise, but out of the blue they just decided to cancel them. He's a smart guy. Do, 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 do. That's on Disney Plus. Movies that deal with domestic violence have the same. Exactly, exactly. They did the same thing with New York Undercover. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like they will build a foundation, a fan base through black culture, black actors, black shows, but then the network will just decide to move on with something else. With the two best friends. Are you talking about Mo and Marcus? Your brother is smart. I can tell you what my favorite episodes are. The Soda Wars when TJ made his own soda versus Colonel Bubble. The Dog Burger Rebellion where the principal was like, no more off-campus eating. And TJ decided to hold a sit-in in the principal's office. And the one where it was like Janice Walker took an axe, gave that Marcus 40 wax. I watched Cops when I was a kid. Yes, I know they canceled it. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Tyler Perry used different directors on Young Dylan. I don't watch the show, so I don't know. I really wish one of the Ambition writers helped Tyler out. Yep. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I blame my mom, but I got a slight addiction for like the Hallmark Christmas films. They're the same damn story, but damn it, they alright. It's like it's cheesy, optimistic writing. Like a person will just swoop into your life. My sister loved Lincoln Heights. It was never my thing. Again, that came out when, to be honest, I'm the same way. I prefer to watch animated stuff than that kind of stuff. Never watched Bad Boys 3. Yeah. Bad Boys, what you gonna? We die together, we ride together. Bad marriage for life. I mean, it's Christmas in July. I might watch a couple movies this month. I ain't gonna hold you. I probably will. I probably will. I have no expectations for Coming to America 2. I know a lot of people have said, oh, this script is amazing, but that's from people who worked on the film. I don't know. I don't know. Will I do a review? I'll tell you one thing. I ain't going to the theater to watch it. I don't care if it comes out in December like it's supposed to. Yeah, see, I mean, yeah, you're right when it came. I remember for the longest time, like they had Living Single and the Jamie Foxx show. They would only have season one out and then eventually put out the rest. I got the entire My Brother and Me series on DVD. I am not playing. I got the DVD set on my shelf. I bought it on Amazon. I remember My Brother and Me. It only lasted for like what 13 episodes or something. But yeah, I got the entire it's sitting over there next to my Girlfriend, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and the Parkers and Sister Sister DVD sets. They got Top Gun coming out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think like Linnell's in there. They got a. I know a lot of the older cast members are coming back, but they got a lot of the new Hollywood people in there too. So, well, maybe not necessarily new, but do you remember the show My Bro? Yeah, I just said I got the entire My Brother and Me DVD set. I remember the show. Its support to be another black man, another best man movie. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see what y'all saying now. Ice Cube need to give up on Last Friday. Yeah, it's just too late. I feel like we live in a day and age where it's more about social media comedians and putting them out there rather than the talented ones. But that's how things are done. I mean, it doesn't really matter how good you are. And I'm not calling out people like DC Young Fly or other people. I'm just saying that's the culture we live in. It's all about who's the popular social media person. We can put them in this project to get butts in the seat. But that's honestly how it is. I mean, that's really how it is. I actually know somebody I went to Liberty with. Like, I'm not going to say that we're friends, but I know of them because I knew some people who were in theater. She actually was in an episode of The Haves and the Have-Nots. She was also on The Walking Dead. She mentioned this on her social media that she is finding it difficult to get into social media because nowadays, when you go to audition, they look at, how big is your social media following more than your acting talent. But that's really how it is nowadays. Lincoln Heights, one show I remember was on BET, was produced by John Singleton. I can't remember the name. Again, my sister, she was the one who watched after we got off the school bus. She was the one that would flip, unless it was 106 in Park, and I would watch that. She was the one who would rush to watch those shows. I would watch cartoons. So if my sister had a YouTube channel, can go on and on and on about those shows. Think about cutting this hair probably tomorrow. Jonathan, you talking about Rebel? I don't know that show. Oh yeah, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I'm in no rush. I've done all the videos I need to do. I got about 4 Greenleaf videos, but I'm going to wait for the trailer to drop. And I will be doing my Have and Have Not and If Loving You Is Wrong rewatch episodes this week. So be on the lookout for episode 1 review for If Loving You Is Wrong and the Haves and the Have Nots. I did 13 videos yesterday. Technically 14 if you count this review that I added. Yeah, my videos are the trailer when it comes out for Greenleaf. Should Jacob forgive Carissa? Will Tara take the house? And should Charity have been fired? I feel like the reason she got fired was dumb compared to all the unprofessional back talk she was doing to Judy. I feel like she should have been fired for that over, oh, you spoke to Connie? You're fired. Let's see. Rebel had only 1 season. Lunel and Shamor should do a movie together. Jacob, oh yeah, they're getting a divorce, I guess, but yeah. I mean, May was on point in his episode, but until Jacob said, you never done anything like that, it doesn't matter if I have. And I'm like, ooh. I don't think House of Pain is appreciated enough. It depends on who you ask. Social media comedian folks not funny. It's like it's difficult to transfer that short form comedy to a long form platform like a movie or sitcom. So, because I think Lunel said this on. Does anybody watch Vlad TV? I watch Comedy Hype, Vlad TV. Those are my go-tos. Vlad TV over Comedy Hype though, because Comedy Hype went through like this rough patch where I felt like they became more of a gossip channel instead of a real legit platform for comedians. But Vlad TV, Lunel said like, back in the day, getting a special meant something big because it really did. It's like you did, like maybe you were on Showtime at the Apollo or you were on Def Comedy Jam. Then you got a special, and then that special blew up. You got your own sitcom, and then from there you went into movies, and then you would blow up. But nowadays it's like everyone and their mother gets a special. Like anytime you go on Netflix, there's like 5 different comedy specials. So it's like it doesn't have that same Comedy Central special or one night stand or comic view appeal. It doesn't have that level of it's almost like Syndrome from The Incredibles. And when everyone's super, no one will be. It's like fame. It's like anybody can put on a YouTube video and potentially go viral. So yeah, Tyler Perry said it. He takes about 2.5 weeks to write an entire season of a show, and then it takes 2.5 weeks to film a season of a show. So I think that within the next 2 weeks, so basically around the 29th or 30th, Sister season 2 will be done, and then he's going to work on the Oval season 2. Yeah, Benny's on P Valley. Yeah. Oh yeah, freeloading. I think freeloading was in reference to like Catherine just giving them everything. At least I think so. Monique was right about what? Oh yeah, the Netflix thing. I mean, let me put it this way: if Monique got even a fraction of what she felt she deserved, do you think she would have spoke out? I don't think so. Because even though she was speaking, I don't really agree with what she was saying, because it's like, what Nick Cannon said offensive to you? I don't know if I would say offensive, but it definitely seemed problematic, because it's like, once again, I was just listening to what he was saying, and it's almost like, and again, I don't know the science behind it. I've never heard it. It's like, because I have melanation, apparently I'm less savage than someone who doesn't. I don't think that's, I don't know. Yeah, Monique is funny. I mean, is she Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart funny? Not really. But here's, and again, I'm not going to sit up here and tell somebody what they're worth. I'm not doing that. But I think like Charlemagne, or as she said, Leonard, here's my thing. I think that you got to look, if I were Netflix, okay, perfect example, perfect example. And I'm not calling people out. I'm looking at my chat. Melrose One. Okay, I want to call out Melrose One and Tia Wells, because y'all have been commenting a lot. Let's say Melrose. Let's say you had 30,000 YouTube subscribers, and it's like, hey Jeremy, can we collaborate on a video? Like, you know, I want to help my channel grow, and I feel like we'll have a good discussion. So let's do a live stream together, and that way I can kind of promote my stuff on your network. And it's like, you know what? You might have a smaller channel than I do, but you have 30,000 subscribers who probably never heard of me. So I'm going to pay you. No, I'm going to come to you and say, hey, Melrose, if I gave you $300 to come on my channel to, work on something, would you do it? Okay, that's great. Okay. So then let's say, Tia, let's say you have 1,500 subscribers, and you're like, hey, Jeremy, I'd like to collaborate. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I gave Melrose 300 because she has like 30,000 subscribers. You got 1,500, so I'll give you like $10. And then you say, whoa, 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 that's not right. I should be able to make $300 just like her. But here's the difference from a business perspective. Dave Chappelle, Amy Schumer, Chris Rock. Here's my first problem with Monique did. She was pocket watching other people. I thought that was jacked up. It's like, you're going to call out this person because of how much they made. It's like, hey, their slice of cake is bigger than my slice. I should get the same slice as everyone else. But here's the problem, though. Netflix is a business. When it comes down to Hollywood and everything, it's a business. It's not always about what's morally correct. It's about what's going to bring in more money. Let me know this. If Monique and Kevin Hart dropped a special right now at the same... Okay, let's say they both dropped a special on July 31st. If Monique and Kevin Hart both dropped a special on July 31st, which special do you think would get the most hits? I'll wait. I'll wait until like 5 people come on. Tell me, Monique, Kevin Hart, if both of them were to drop a special right now, which one do you think would get the most clicks on it? Okay, we got one Kevin. Got another Kevin. Got another Kevin. Yeah, I see about 4 Kevins. I'll wait for one more. I think 5 is a solid number. Are we stopping at 4? Okay, well, there we go. All right, so basically, here's the thing. Charlemagne liked the Breakfast Club. Now he's like, Oh, we got another one, Jonathan. Sorry. I agree with Charlemagne. We live in a "what have you done for me lately" society. The Parkers was a great show, but I don't think it has the longevity of the Dave Chappelle show. I think Everybody Hates Chris is more well known than the Parkers. I like the part. Look, I got the entire DVD set on my shelf over there. My thing is, then she won the Oscar for what Precious, and then after that, she felt like she deserved everything. And look, I remember watching a radio interview. It was on the Ricky Smiley show, and it was Monique. It wasn't her husband. It was Monique. That Monique is the Monique I love. The one who's funny, the one who can hold a conversation, the one who didn't sound like she's bigger than everyone around her. Like, hey, let me tell you, I'm worth this. This was the comedic Monique. But it's almost like Monique, and I'm not going to say she's lazy, but she wasn't touring like Dave Chappelle. She wasn't touring like Chris Rock, filling up stadiums. I don't think Amy Schumer is funny, but she had like a best-selling book, a high-grossing movie. She sold out Madison Square Gardens. Monique is like doing clubs when you're going against people selling out stadiums. So when it comes to Netflix, her resume is good, but once again, we live in a "what have you done for me lately" culture. So the younger generation today, they don't know about the Parkers. They don't know about the Queens' comedy tour. They don't know about Monique's BET talk show that ran for like a couple hundred episodes. So when you talk about Chris Rock, Everybody Hates Chris, Dave Chappelle, The Chappelle Show, Amy Schumer, a recent comedian, they're going to get the 5 to 10 to $20 million Netflix deals, or Jerry Seinfeld. Monique is not going to get that. Now, again, I'm not trying to say Monique is worth X amount of dollars. I was actually shocked. I thought at the bare minimum, she would probably be offered about 5 million. That's what I thought. However, that wasn't the case. And then her and her husband went on this thing. Yeah, the Breakfast Club would not get paid the same as the white radios. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Monique's talk show was good. I remember she had the cast of The Game on there. She had that was like, I loved it. Wendy Williams pissed off a lot of celebrities. Yeah, yeah. Let's not go on that. Let's just stick with the Monique thing. Um, it's just that she hasn't done a lot to warrant getting $20 million, in my opinion. Now, again, I'm not telling the person what to do, but what was it, like 500,000? But then Netflix revealed that the deal was actually for a couple million, but she turned it down. Crossover appeal following it out. Agreed. Here's the thing, and this is just my opinion. I would have taken that 500K, murdered that special. Because the thing about it is, Netflix was such a big platform that it's like, Monique, you might not be well known to like the younger generation like you are the older generation, but if you did this Netflix special and blow it out of the water, that would just make your popularity reemerge. Like, it would rejuvenate your popularity for the newer generation, because more people are checking for what's on Netflix versus something they can find on YouTube. Like, nobody's going to be looking up, oh, Monique, the Queens of Comedy. They're going to be looking at what's on Netflix right now, what's hot, and then Netflix will like take clips from the special and then help it go viral. Like, what D. Ray Davis, I loved his special. What was it called? How to Be Black, How to Act Black. I think that D. Ray Davis special was funnier than the last two Kevin Hart specials, the What Now and Irresponsible tour. But that's just my opinion. Dion Coles, yeah, that was a funny one. I remember that one. So what I feel like she was extremely unprofessional by, I wouldn't want to work with somebody who would put me on blast like that, not to mention threaten to sue me because they didn't get hired. And it's like, the thing about it is, Monique, if Netflix didn't work out, just go to another platform. So because you caused so many problems, it's like, who would work with you then? Yeah, and it's like, if I had a personal conversation with somebody about how much money I would make, like, okay, Jonathan Francis, perfect example. I'm just throwing your name out there for the conversation. It's just an example. Let's say me and you both had YouTube channels, and I told you how much I made, and then you found out a white YouTuber made like twice as much as I made, but then you got on an interview crying and tell people how much I made. I'll feel a certain way about it. Yeah, and when she had Tyler Perry's phone call, I hated that. And it's not just because it was Tyler Perry, but I think that was pretty messed up. It's like, I'm going to take time out of my schedule to call you to try to make things right. But not only do you brush aside my, olive branch, but then you and your husband go in on me and then put the phone call out there. I don't know what, I think people are saying, oh, oh, I see what's going on here. Tyler Perry wouldn't apologize in public, but he would do it in private over the phone. What Monique did was just make herself look bad, if you ask me. I don't think anything about that made Tyler Perry look bad. I just think it made Monique look extremely bad, because it's like, even when you try to work things out with this person, she's going to pretty much, it. Honestly, I think it's the husband. Like, her husband is just, I don't, it is what it is. Glistening Beauty, thank you. I think the way she went about it drowned out her message. Agree. The everyday average person. Okay, hear me out. If Monique got the 15 million or how much ever, what would it matter? Like, she's telling the everyday middle class person, boycott Netflix because I'm not getting paid millions of dollars. So by boycotting Netflix, you're literally taking money out of the hands and mouths of other black people, the black comedians, Do you know how many black movies are on Netflix because they can't make it into Hollywood? How many black directors, comedians, and whatnot? Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't really know the pay rates of Whoopi Goldberg or Kelly Ripa. I know that Monique said this in an interview that Whoopi Goldberg was making less than like the white counterparts, but again, I don't know. But yeah, I do agree. Black women do have it hard in the business. I do agree with that. And I think you only said 5 million, but again, you're talking to like the everyday average person who has student loan debt like everyone else. $500,000 would make a change in my life, let alone 50,000. Even though I owe more than that in student loans, but whatever. So, I mean, I know there's an injustice, but it's hard for me to sympathize when we're talking people who make millions versus the, thousands I make. So, okay, yeah, we're not going to end the live stream, but yeah, let's keep the conversation going. This is great. Monique was the best part of Almost Christmas. I ain't going to hold you. I loved her in that movie. But the thing about it was, Monique went on a boycott tour instead of a comedy tour. It's like every time she was on an outlet, she was literally perpetuating the black, angry, demanding stereotype, when it's like, it was sad to see, because every time she was on Sway in the morning, the Breakfast Club interview was the cringiest thing I ever had to watch, because it's like, you're on this massive platform with the black community. So instead of talking about what your next move is, you want to go up there because you were called Donkey of the Day, when you could have used that opportunity to, instead of telling fans what your next move is, what your next special is, you just kept going on. Soul Plane was hilarious. Soul Plane, Babs, those were hilarious. And the thing about it is, it's difficult to talk with Monique or her husband because they never answer a question. Every time you ask them a question, well, Monique, how much do you think you were? Monique, did you try to renegotiate? She'll try to like flip it with some manipulating dialogue that makes no sense. Oh yeah, she was on Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. I know she won an Oscar, and once she won an Oscar, she just got, I don't know, demanding, I guess. But again, I'm not sitting up here trying to tell somebody what they're worth. That's not what I do. But again, we live in a what have you done for me lately culture. So if I were sitting in a Netflix hot seat, of course I wouldn't offer Monique the same amount of money I would to a Chris Rock or a Dave Chappelle. I mean, Tyler Perry's made it clear he doesn't give a damn if he wins an Oscar or gets recognized by Hollywood. So, should he win an Oscar? Nah. I mean, I got to look at the different categories, but oh, hang on. I see a bunch of different chats coming in. My bad. I'm late. Yeah, we've been doing this for an hour. YouTube just didn't send out notification. Look, it's 3 episodes tonight, next week, and the week after. I know the advertisements are very confusing. 2 episodes left. But are you counting this week? Win an Oscar for what? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, what's an Oscar to a guy who owns his own studio? You know what I mean? Exactly. She can't command or demand that kind of money when she doesn't have a $20 million following. Like I said, if she would have done that one special and blew up, I think she could have done it. I think if Monique, but okay, here's another thing about Monique. Here's another thing about Monique. Go back to like the early comedy styles of Monique. What I would say about 95% of her jokes consisted about being big, black, and beautiful and skinny bitches. But then she dropped a lot of weight, and I'm like, okay, Monique, what are you going to talk about now? When literally a majority of your comedy was based around big women versus skinny women. And I'm not body shaming. No, I'm proud that she lost that weight. I remember when she kind of like disappeared for a while and came back and was like in shape. I'm like, yo, Monique, that's great. But again, she really had a lot of comedy based around the fact that she was big and she was really hating on, little smaller people, Monique is talented, I do not disagree. Oh yeah, she did it for health reasons. And again, I'm not shaming her for that, but I'm just saying. Yeah, fat girls and everything like that. Yeah, she has not endeared herself to a wider audience to rake in that kind of money. And Tia, yeah, and just so you know, like I said before, I'm not body shaming or nothing. I'm not saying anything about her having a lot of weight or losing weight. I'm not. All I'm saying is a lot. Yeah, acrimony was bad. It's like a lot of her early comedic stuff was in reference to her weight versus skinny women. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying from that is, if Monique, okay, I just want to make sure, because again, we live in a very offensive time, so somebody might hear one thing and then run with it. What I'm saying is, I wonder what her comedy special would be. Monique blames everybody. She never takes responsibility for her actions. Yeah. That could be said for a lot of people. Like, you could have said the family that pray. I was not a fan of Precious. I don't think she would be funny because she doesn't have anything to fall back on. You have a point. Well, thank you. We got you. Okay, great. Again, I just wanted to make sure. It's like Nick Cannon. I read his apology, and a lot of people will say, I'm sorry if a lot of people are like, I'm sorry if you were offended by what I said. To me, and I'm not calling out Nick Cannon. That's pretty much that's the apology template of any celebrity. Basically, it's like, I'm sorry if you were offended by what I said. It's like, I'm not apologizing for what I said. If you got hurt by it, then that's on you. So it's like he wants ownership of Wildin' Out. Let me put it this way. I don't think Wildin' Out will be the same, without Nick Cannon. But it's like, at the same time, I don't know what they're going to do. Never say sorry. That's not an apology. I agree. It's basically, he goes from I'm sorry to I'm demanding ownership. And it's like, Wildin' Out might be trash if MTV decides to move, if Viacom decides to move forward with it. But at the end of the day, I love the game in the classroom. Boom, boom, shh. In the classroom. Hey, what we doing in the classroom? Now it's like, and if you're just tuning in, they were supposed to air a new episode tonight, but now they're putting on reruns of The Fresh Prince instead. Lee Daniels shows got canceled. Look what happened to Steve Harvey. Monique will one day discover that her career. Oh yeah, I agree. Wildin' Out was better back in the day with Cat Williams. I agree. But yeah, again, guys, that just shows you the importance of having more than one stream of income. Tyler Perry as a guest would either be really funny or really bad. Never mix business with pleasure. That's pretty much, I agree with that. Your husband should never be your manager. I mean, there are some successful couples out there where one person is the talent and one is the manager. So I'm not going to say that's an impossibility, but yeah. Look what happened to Mary J. Oh, man. Yeah, isn't she paying alimony to her ex-husband? Dude, Jews have a lot. Yes. If black people had that level of power, what was it, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Roseanne put out those tweets and then the head of ABC, who was a black woman, fired her and canceled the show? It's the same thing with Nick Cannon. He said that stuff about white people and Jews, and look what happened to him. Look what happened to him. Tyler Perry's entanglement. Nah, I know I put out the meme about sisters, and I put up the video. I probably need to do a one called Greenleaf, the entangled marriage of Carissa and Jacob. I might do that. I might have to do that for every show now, because it's like Jim and Catherine, David and Veronica. It's going to be a thing. You know, I was at the red table with Veronica, and she was telling me about all the men she had been with. And I'll tell you right now, I may have had a few entanglements myself, but they were never to the extent of Veronica Harrington messing around with Benjamin Young, messing around with that RK, messing around with these thugs and these hoodlums. Is ridiculous. Oh, who's my least favorite sister? Probably talk about the entanglement between Judy, Phil, and Charity. Maybe. I'm not going to say I dislike Andy. Andy is like the Charity of sisters. What I mean by that is she got into her own situation. So I feel like Andy is kind of like the Alex from If Loving You Is Wrong. She's the main character, but she's also the dirtiest. Don't answer that question. You love them all. Why you gotta be like that? I like Jasmine. I like a little crazy. I hated the funny thing is, Andy's storyline was the main reason I felt the show was good. But then it just got way too crazy. I'm like, what the hell? Like, basically, you are in this weird, toxic, and I don't even want to say the word relationship, and now you've lost everything. So basically, Andy got Nick Cannon. She decided to have that money transfer, and now she's lost every damn thing except for the clothes on her back, and she's walking with non-comfortable shoes on. Legend has it Andy's still walking back to her apartment to this day. Luckily, she hasn't contracted COVID because she's social distancing because she's in the middle of the woods. What was it? Gary said that they're out, 2 or 3 hours from town? My God. Andy, KJ Smith is fine. Yeah, they all beautiful. They all. Danny, Karen, they're all beautiful. And that isn't me just saying like, oh yeah, black women are beautiful. No, they're all beautiful. All of them. I think that Tyler Perry did a great job with the casting for a show for black women, just like Bruh's a great show for black men. If Elder Mother was Veronica's mother, whoo! Let me tell you something, David Harrington. I don't like the preacher guy. Aaron, I don't trust him. And look, I'm not saying Karen needs to get back with Zach. I'm not saying that. But why the hell would you go back to Aaron with his crazy ass ex family? I think that's dumb. So if anything happens to Karen, it's like you did it to yourself. I have no idea. I know some people ask me about that about Charity's ex-husband. I don't know. See, yeah, some don't seem right. T. I agree. Some. I never trusted Aaron. It rhymes with Karen. I think Zach will do better to. Zach needs to work on himself first. You know. Sometimes that's how it is. Not everything. Sabrina's storyline is funny. It got way too repetitive. Now it's getting good, but it just got way too repetitive at a time where it was like she's talking to everyone but Calvin. You're literally trying to ask everyone else, do you think he's gay, even though he's told you what's been going on? But out of all the characters, I hate to see Sabrina cry because she has this thing about her eyes that just make me so sad. It's like, why you gotta make her cry? It's not fair. I don't like it. And then Calvin became an asshole later on. I feel like that's how it would happen realistically. I agree. Ugh. The preacher guy and Zach's ex are an awkward couple. Yeah, yeah. I can't believe she's like 25 in real life. You make me want to watch the bar scene when they were fighting Sabrina Don't Play. Yeah, I agree. What do you think about the cowboy thing on Sisters? Preston? Yeah, I think he's cool. I think that was a very realistic thing. I love the. I'm not saying I want Zach and Danny to be together, but those two, I love their chemistry. Yeah, I think Preston is kind of like me, the nice guy who's misinterpreted as having ulterior motives. When it's like, you're the one who said don't blow up your phone. I respected your wishes, and now you're mad because I'm doing what you said. I like that writing. It isn't always like the woman is always right and the men are trash. Sometimes the women give these damn mixed signals and we don't know what to do, and then you blame us because we don't do what you're thinking because you didn't tell us. The highest and Eddie, they probably could do drugs together. I gotta jot that down once I find my damn pen. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Karen's mom throws me off. Yo, her mom is amazing. She's one of my favorite characters. The Oval theme song is great, but Ruthless has the best theme song. They need to do more with the Danny character. They need to stop comparing sisters to girlfriend and living single. Yeah, I remember when the show first came out, they were doing that, but no, it's his own thing. Um, Feels like we're running out of time. You gotta give more. You gotta be. Bruh's theme song gives me a Martin vibe. Ruthless has the best. How would I rank them? Okay, I gotta think about it. Ruthless is number one. The Ruthless theme song is number one. Sisters has an addicting tone to it. My gals hold me down. Them boys mess around. We rockin' party tonight. Hang on, I'm thinking. I'm going to rank. You know what? Let me type them out. And remember, I'm only doing the Viacom shows. So Ruthless, Bruh, The Oval Sisters. I'm going to type it out. Yeah, screenwriting would be cool. I just haven't thought of how to do it yet. Okay, I just typed it in. I would say Ruthless is number one, Sisters is number two, The Oval, and Bruh. Ruthless, when the sun go down. I would say Sisters because it's that upbeat tempo. It's a theme song that doesn't overstay its welcome. It gives you enough so you want to hear more. Bruh, I feel like Bruh I put in fourth place because I haven't heard it enough times. I like the beat. I like the energetic. I like the same way you typed them is how I would rank them. It gave me Martin vibes. I just haven't heard it enough. The Oval, the opening beat is like boom, 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 boom. Feels like we're running out of time. Boom, 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 boom. You gotta get yours, I gotta get mine. I like the layout of it. You have like the police records for all the characters, the visuals of the Oval. But here's my problem though. There are too many damn characters. Because with Sisters, I could just like, oh yeah, but the Oval, I gotta pay attention to the entire song just to see all the characters. That's the only reason the Oval is number three. There are too many damn characters. At the end of the theme song, it's like Avengers Endgame when all the characters come out of the portals because it's an army of them. Okay, Ruthless, The Oval, Sisters, bruh. I love Sisters theme song is number one. Yeah, and then there are more they can add. Yeah, there are so many characters on the Oval who aren't even in the theme song. Yeah, Barry should have been on Ruthless. Barry should have been on Ruthless. And it's like he didn't have to be in a bunch of episodes. It could have been cameo appearances where he would be actively looking for his daughter, or he would try to find some kind of clues. Oh yeah, but Bashir Gray's recent arrest. We were talking about that earlier. I was watching the New Edition story this morning. He should. Tyler Perry does great spinoffs, I will admit, except for the Pains. Young and the Restless is not like that yet. Ruthless and the Oval need more connections. But Ruthless is great how it is. Don't get me wrong. It is my favorite Viacom show from Tyler Perry. It's hard to say. It's not really fair to say Ruthless is number one because Sisters has a full season out. Bruh to me is good because it's short and sweet, even though some of the more recent episodes have been meh. But it started out to me pretty good. I mean, it's only 21 minutes. I think they're pretty decent, so that's just my opinion. Gotta get my shorty. It's a comedy. I don't look at it for thought provoking. Oh yeah, I do have an interview coming up next Thursday with Valerie. If you watch Bruh, you know Valerie, the crazy chick who works with Tom, who's trying to get at him. We're going to have an interview. It's going to be face to face because I told her a lot of fans want me to do face to face. Oh, what's your 2, 3, and 4? I'm not talking about ratings of what's your favorite. If we're only talking to Viacom shows, I would put Ruthless as number one. I know it might not seem fair because it's only had 12 episodes, but of those 12 episodes, only 2 felt weak, but the other 10 were strong. Sisters at number 2. It started off better than the Oval, but then around the middle of the season, it just got repetitive and bad. But then around episode 17, it went up. The Oval is getting good, but I feel like there were just way too many bad episodes. So I would say Bruh would be my number 3, and then the Oval would be at the bottom. However, the Oval still has 3 episodes left, so it is possible to climb up the ranks. Bruh still has 12 episodes left, and Ruthless still has 12. But if I were to rank them based on the fact that I've looked at an entire season, I would say Sisters number 1, Ruthless number 2, The Oval number 3, and Bruh number 4. But like I said, once all the shows have had their respective seasons, well, The Oval only has 3 episodes left. Bruh and Ruthless, we won't get the back half of those seasons until the fall, so yeah. But overall, even when The Oval finishes up, I would still say Sisters is above it. I like the amount of characters, he just doesn't know how to utilize them well. That's the thing, when you have so many characters, you don't have time to flesh them out. So, Have and Have Nots is still my favorite. Is it still the best? No. Is it still the favorite? Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. Um I think the Haves and the Have Nots might be. I think Ruthless could overtake it. Some of these dang names are repetitive. Tyler Perry does come up with the same names. Yeah, I wonder if that will spark controversy. How a lot of characters are gay, but they're not gay in real life. I don't compare the Haves and Have-Nots and the Loving Is Wrong to his other shows. They just started these shows, been on for years, so you can never compare them. I disagree if these shows are on long enough. But here's the thing: maybe you can't compare them, but you could look at the fact that Tyler Perry may have seen the elements of a long-running series like the Haves and the Have-Nots, saw what worked, picked that, and then threw it into the Oval. That's why I think the Oval did not have a good start, because you literally start to show off with Hunter and Victoria fighting. Basically, you're taking Victoria, and I remember when the show first came out, Victoria was like Catherine, Veronica, and Candace put into a blender. And it's like you're making her irredeemably unlikable at the beginning of the series. However, in like episode 7, we learned about her past, the Dark Sheep, and it's like, oh, I can understand the character, but at the same time, now she's being an unbelievable bitch, and I don't really care because you're not really giving me anything to work with here. Yeah, Victoria, another Veronica. He making them characters the same. Exactly. Yeah, I can't wait to do the retro reviews too. Hey, I'm doing all right. This is a long live stream. Not that I'm ending it, but it's pretty good. Have and Have Nots has jumped the shark plenty of times. I think the beginning of season 2 for the Oval will be really strong. I agree. I hope that he looks at what didn't really translate well, and if he can improve upon it, then I know Tyler Perry can. But the question of will he? That's the question. I mean, for all we know, he potentially rewrote some things while the quarantine was going on. I don't know, but it would be pretty interesting if he did. I agree. Wait, hang on. I'm reading what Guess Who said, but I don't know if that was in reference to one of the shows. You're worse than me, I'm worse than you. If that's in relation to Tyler Perry characters, then yes. I mean, Nick Cannon's too busy getting fired, man. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, the first few seasons of the Haves and Have-Nots are the best. Like, I'm not going to review every single episode. It's like I'm going to start back at episode 1 and go into like around the time I started doing videos. Do you feel that Tyler Perry has the loudest voice in black television? It depends on what you mean by loudest voice, because sometimes the loudest voice is the person who's making the most noise. That's a valid point. I would like to know what other stars he'll put in his movies. I mean, I don't even know what the next Tyler Perry movie will look like. I'm not even saying that Charles is a bad storyline because he already had Too Close to Home. I just think the Charles storyline, it made the show really, really, really not really out there. It just took it to a level that put it super unrealistic. Nah, I'm not going to read it all. It's on the screen. Everybody can see it. I mean, and what Tyler Perry said is ringing true now with all these people being canceled. If you own your stuff, you're good. As long as you have a solid following and fan base, you can never be canceled. Yeah, John, I agree. I remember one time I did a comparison looking at all the numbers. Um, Tyler Perry's non-Medea movies, not really good. Megan was messing around with the wrong crowd. I'll leave it at that. The Pains is my least favorite show, least favorite movie. Probably Nobody's Fool. I feel stupid for saying that because I remember praising the movie when I saw it, but it did not age well. Okay, hang on. Some people have been telling me that are I don't know. Are we getting 2 episodes in one night of the Oval? I didn't know they were doing that. Hang on, let me look. Let me look. I'm going to check. It was the first time I found out Tyler Perry like film movies in like less than 2 weeks, and it actually showed. I think that Tiffany Haddish was just way too over the top, and Tyler Perry did nothing to reel her in. Like it's like, okay, we get it. You make overly sexualized jokes. Haha. Tinka Sumner's character was not redeemable. It's like I don't think Tinka does well in that genre because I felt like she was too much like Candace Young in some aspects. It's like you get close to somebody, but then you kick him to the curb and then you try to get him back. I didn't like it. Okay, Wikipedia says that next week we're getting 2 episodes. I'm like, what? So is the finale next week? I don't know. We'll find out tonight. We'll find out tonight if we're getting like a 2 hour episode or something. But thanks for pointing that out. Yes, the finale's next week. Well, I'm not too broken up about it because that means the final week of July. That means Greenleaf is the only show I have to review, and then I can really get down with the haves and the have-nots and the loving you is wrong. Do them throwbacks. That's what I'll do. I do not think he's an A-list actor. Highlighted name. I know that if you donate super chat, like even if you send like $1, your name will appear in a big gold box or blue box or orange. I think it depends on how much you donate. So if you hit the dollar sign, that's what happens. I'm not going to sit up here and say the man cannot act. He's done some great stuff, but it's like he's not an A-list actor. I know a lot of people didn't like Acrimony. I can't stand Tiffany Haddish. She's not funny. I feel like Tiffany is more catered to the white audience now because a lot more of her recent projects I've seen advertisements for definitely more leaning towards the white audience. But I mean, it's whatever. Like I'm not knocking her success. It's kind of like Girls Trip blew her up. So I remember Tinka something looked beautiful and nobody's fool. Spool, I love the character, but movie super. I didn't like her character that much. She looked gorgeous in the movie, like when she was dancing to Janet Jackson, "Miss You Much," and at the very end when she was on "Bended Knee" by Boys to Men. But in terms of her character story, I don't think it was that good. Tiffany had hype, but the hype died down. I agree. She was better in Girls Trip. Tiffany's a one-trick pony, I agree. And again, I'm not faulting it because Tiffany is one of many different examples, not just black people. There are white people in the industry who are one-trick ponies, but they make bank. Like I said with Monique or whoever, I'm not telling a person how much they're worth, or like Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey, The Rock, the only people who aren't white who are doing work. Cash App is better than PayPal. Then prove it. I just put my Cash App in there. I did not watch Night School. I have not watched that. Oh my god, I forgot about Fall from Grace. Oh yeah, I would put that below. I would put Nobody's Fool above A Fall from Grace. I could not tell you what the dumbest commercial I've seen is. I don't know. A Fall from Grace was actually good. I who talks about that movie anymore? It was like it only blew up on Netflix because of how bad it was. People only wanted to watch because of the memes surrounding the wigs and whatnot. So that's all I gotta say. I mean, it's hard to believe that movie came out in January and nobody talks about it anymore. But maybe that's a good thing. Yeah, maybe that's a good thing. TP admired that it sucked. What? Oh, admit it? Where did he say that at? Oh God, give me a reason. I'm down on bend. Yo, what they did with the New Edition story, they need to do a Boys to Men, the Boys to Men story. That's what they need to do. Cause I was watching a part 2 of the New Edition story, and like the guys they picked to play Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis were the most on point actors. It was an uncanny resemblance. Oh, I never watched that. The Ti podcast with Tyler Perry. Let me pull that up. I will watch it after this live stream. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's like 50 minutes long. Okay, I have it pulled up. I will watch that after this live stream. I have never watched Single Moms Club. Okay, yeah, I'll watch. All right, yeah, we were ashtray, bitch. Nah. All right, guys, we've been up here 90 minutes long, but this was fun. I will definitely do more of these in the future. But Medea's farewell play was epic. Well, I cannot wait to see it next month, I believe. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning into this live stream. Definitely covered a lot of outlets. This was great. I can't wait to do another one. I don't know if I'm watching the Oval live tonight, but watch out for my review. I'll have it up on the channel tomorrow. So I'm about to watch the Ti Tyler Perry podcast. So there we go. All right, guys. Have a great day. Be safe. It's crazy out there. And I'll talk to you all soon.